not want people to say. See, whatever.
Oh, I wonder how I do my sound. I don't know. It's so confusing. Where are you, public YouTube channel? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I've got that. And then I want to do
Mm-hmm.
you.
What is that noise?
I have no
Why
idea.
are there seagulls?
I think Liore lives in the docks.
Oh, can you hear seagulls? Because I can't even hear the seagulls. How is it that you guys can hear that and I can't?
Maybe you just tune it out?
Could be I just tuned it out. I've got like the big heavy headphones on, so maybe that's it.
Well, I know my dad can't hear like fire sirens anymore.
Right. Yeah, it's possible that I
yeah,
tuned them
can
out.
see that.
Well, our listeners are just going to have to handle it because it's hot.
Oh my god, I don't understand what's going on. Select region. Alright, select region. Select it. Enter. Okay. Great. Start streaming. Oh, Jesus, it's tiny. Edit scene.
I made peach and brown sugar and thyme jam today.
Oh, that sounds really delicious. I just made more chocolate chip scones.
That sounds really delicious.
Also
too.
sounds delicious.
They're really
Both of
good.
those things are good.
Wow. Okay, whatever. They're gonna just get the Hangout stream to them. I can't tell if there's actually any sound on the Twitch stream. I know how to do this. Oh god. We will get there. Sound. Somebody say something.
Hello, I'm saying something.
We're saying so many things.
So many interesting things that people will be glad they tuned in for. Oh, well, I got an update that we went live.
Hooray!
Arrow, your audio fidelity in your new house is excellent, by the way.
Okay, we may have like weird lag here. I have no idea. All right, whatever. Somebody else watch it and tell me if we're coming through and it's not just me, because all I hear is myself. Are you guys there?
Hello, what? Hi.
Okay.
I don't know.
And it may or may not be synced up either because, yeah, I don't know. There might have been a mistake to change from what we knew worked.
I can hear everyone talking on the stream.
At the same time? As their faces
in the way that it is supposed to be, yes.
Okay, great. Let's start. Sorry if the Twitch stream doesn't work, everybody who's watching on Twitch, which is 0 people.
Wow.
Off to a good start.
Well, okay, technically there are 2 people watching, and I believe it is Liore and me.
Yes. So look, that's 2. That's what counts. My dad, because I put all my blog posts automatically on Facebook, all the totally legit stuff.
I do that too.
Yeah, and today my dad liked my Hearthstone post. It's like, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to like it.
I get a lot of those from my mom. That's awesome.
It's adorable. Thank you, Dad. All right, when is this podcast going live? Okay, good. Are we all ready to do a show?
Sure, I have like a million windows of your people's faces.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's do this thing.
Okay.
It's way too hot.
It is. It's too hot. Let's do it. Get it over with. Hello and welcome to Cat Context Podcast, episode 56. Oh, hold on one second. Elly, can you turn down your something? I can hear like myself. Maybe your headphones.
Do you have Twitch in the background?
No, I shut it. But I can still hear myself talking. I'm pretty sure it's through your headphones.
Like loudly?
Enough that I can hear it. It's usually a problem when I do It's a problem when I do the recording too, because I have to filter you really, really tightly. Because
Yeah, you've told me that before.
I know. Well, now I'm telling you again.
I can't really do anything about it if I want to hear you.
Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna do it. Okay. Hello and welcome to Cat Context Podcast, episode 56 for Wednesday, July 30th, 2014. My name is Liore, and today we are going to be talking about the new Naxxramas wings of Hearthstone and also Destiny, which apparently is a thing that people play on consoles. Who knew? With me today are my two usual co-hosts, Arolaide and Ellyndial. Arrow, are you settling into your new house?
I am. We're actually kind of unpacked in some rooms. I am currently in the empty room, so I still echo a little. But otherwise, the kids' rooms are all unpacked, so we can shut them up in there, and it's pretty great.
That's excellent. I saw a photo of your backyard on Twitter, so that looks like prime running around area.
It's great. It's like a puppy. Just open the back door and let the toddler go.
Right. Go out there, eat some grass. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Elly, how has your weekend been?
Pretty good. I don't even remember what I did. Oh, I sat on the couch and played video games with some of my friends for like the first time in years, and it was awesome.
What?
Fantastic.
You
I
Yeah,
did
I
that
know.
also.
Yeah, I had a friend in town from LA who I hadn't seen in a while, and we played lots of Smash Brothers, and we played Castle Crashers and Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It was pretty sweet. And then we watched the Joss Whedon Much Ado About Nothing, which I hadn't seen, which was good.
Was it actually good? I'm a little picky about my Shakespeare adaptations because that's what my degree is in. And
In Shakespeare adaptations?
actually, yes, my degree is in medieval and Renaissance literature, and I did my honors thesis on teaching Shakespeare.
Oh, of course you did.
Yeah. Only you can make that sound so shitty. And a lot of the trouble with Shakespeare adaptations is people have no idea what the hell they're saying. And all of the previews I saw, they had no idea what the hell they were saying.
I mean, that could be. I don't know. They were filming it in Joss Whedon's house, I think, to keep the budget low.
You don't care. Okay.
It was
fine.
fun. And, like, I kept being like, hey, that person's from that Joss Whedon show, and so is that other person. And Nathan Fillion played the bumbling cop guy, or the not
Dog's
cop,
body.
but
Yeah.
Do you like the Kenneth Branagh Much Ado About Nothing?
I do, actually.
Good. Okay, excellent. We're on the same page then.
Okay, a lot of people get upset about Keanu as Don John, but that's kind of the whole point of Don John.
Oh, I actually totally
That he
forgot he was
sucks.
there. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that he's grumpy and yeah.
Simon from Firefly was the Don John in this one.
That makes sense also too.
Yeah. And he had that evil look in his eye all the time, which was good.
That's good.
He's super grumpy.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good.
I don't know. I mean, I would recommend it, and then you can yell at me if I'm wrong later, so.
It's cool.
Well, here in Vancouver, in my neighborhood, we do a thing every summer in 3 days this week. It is called Celebration of Light, in which apparently it is the world's largest offshore fireworks display, which means that roughly 400,000 people come to my neighborhood on Saturday and Wednesday and then the following Saturday. So it gets a little crazy. I mean, all the locals like run out and stock up on canned food, and they won't let you close to your house unless you have like ID proving that you live here, and it's nuts. So and all my cats, both my cats, hid under the couch.
Does offshore mean like they farm out the actual fireworks to some people from overseas?
No,
that means
they're
it's
set
in
from
the
a
water.
barge.
No, I know what it means.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I just assumed you were an idiot.
Wow! All right, we're getting off to a good start here. So
I'm
that was
still a little
big
tense
stuff.
about last week's "don't want to play with arrow" thing.
Oh right, yeah. No, I know. We don't want to upset anybody. We all can play together, because no one is playing the same game. But that's okay. That's okay. Speaking of games that I'm not playing, let's talk about Destiny.
Okay, I would love to talk about Destiny because I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
But it's pretty.
But it is
awesome.
so jaw-droppingly beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I am actively angry that there's no PC version because I can't screenshot on the console. It's that beautiful. It's stunning, absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous.
I mean, granted, I'm playing it on the PS4, so I'm apparently playing the most beautiful version of this beautiful game. As I understand it, the 360 is not as attractive, which sucks to be y'all, because damn.
I am playing it on the 360, and it is still pretty nice looking. It's just within the caveat of being 720p and a 360 game.
Oh, so.
I think my download is like 5 or 6 gigs, and yours is like 12 or 13. So you probably have
we had to go overnight. Yeah,
textures that are twice as detailed as mine. So I can only imagine. I have started lobbying in my house for a PS4 specifically for that game.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
So far it hasn't worked out, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm excited to talk about it because I don't understand what it is or how it's supposed to work. Like, I looked it up, and apparently the PS3 and PS4 versions can play together, and the Xbox 360 and Xbox One versions can play together, but those two versions don't play together, and they're pitching it as an MMO.
I don't think that's true either. I don't think I can play. I think there was just an article this week, an interview with somebody at Bungie that said basically they don't want to have Xbox 360 and Xbox One play together, or PS3 and PS4 play together, and it had to do, like, the flimsy excuse was like, if I'm trying to snipe you and we're both being snipers and you have 4 pixels to aim at and I only have 2, then I'm at a disadvantage or some bullshit. I don't know. I just think it's silly. I want to play with my friends. Let me play with my friends. God damn it.
And I played up to level 5. I think the current beta cap is level 8.
Yep.
And I played to level 5, and it was a single-player game.
Yeah, so if you get to level 8, it's not a single-player game anymore. So I had made it to level 8 with the Warlock class.
I am also playing Warlock class.
And I am totally like sweet blue people, and I have the like mohawk that goes from one ear to the other ear. It's like,
why are you playing my character?
Didn't we do this in WildStar too? I think we made the same character.
So what are the sweet blue people is the thing. You can pick 3 races.
I don't know yet.
And there's human, awoken, and exo, and I have no idea what the difference is other than humans are human, awoken are blue,
with white eyes, and
they have random sparkly glowy cheekbones, and the exos are robots.
I think that's the difference between the races.
But there's no story about the actual person yet, but there is story about the world, and Bill Nye is the narrator, and it's amazing.
Who is?
Bill Nye. Bill Nye? Bill Nye? Bill...
The science guy?
I don't know. No, not Bill Nye. Davy Jones, Shaun of the Dead.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's the narrator.
No, Peter Dinklage is the...
No, Peter Dinklage is the
Ghost.
Cortana. Yes, yeah, Peter Dinklage is Navi. But Bill Nye is
or whatever the thing is from Marathon.
Is the guy in charge who does the voiceover for the intro, and he's also the one you go talk to after you get your warp drive and gives you all your quests.
So is that guy from The Wire and
Idris Elba isn't here?
No, the captain, the cop captain, the tall skinny black guy who's also on Fringe. And
he was on Oz too. I know because I started watching Fringe.
Yeah.
That guy.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do.
Arrow?
I know who you're talking about.
Arrow?
That
No.
No. Okay. Well, maybe that is the guy that you think's Bill Nye, and I think
No.
it's that guy.
No. I think we're talking about two different guys. When you first turn the game on, and it says there was the Traveler, and then there was the Darkness, that's the British guy, that's Bill Nye.
I thought that was Peter Dinklage.
No, Peter Dinklage is Ghost. He's
I
not
can
the British
confirm
guy.
that Lance Reddick is.
That's his name, Lance Reddick. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I have to contribute to this
Is
conversation.
Bill Nye in it?
Yes.
Well, Liore's clearly looking it up right now because that's the kind of classy research we do.
Oh my god. So, like, what do you actually do in Destiny? Like,
It's Call of Duty in space?
Yeah, it's somewhere between Call of. It's like not as
With
not as
magic?
Borderlands-y as Borderlands, but Call of Duty-ish. But like,
And
so
it's-
yeah.
When you're actually questing, it's first person, but when you're in the social zones and like buying armor and you can hit the trigger button to dance with other people, it's third person.
That's right. Yeah, so the like social tower area, which is like the main home base, whatever. I think they can only have like 16 or 18 people per instance of that, something like that. But
I think I've seen more than that, but then I'm on the PS4.
maybe.
So.
Yeah, who knows? So that's all third person, and I think that's so that you can like see your sweet armor and stuff. But then the game itself is a first person shooter, and it's like quest based, I guess. Some of those quests are exploring, and then there's like some PvP stuff and some bosses. There's some instances. I did the instance.
Okay.
At about level 6, there's I think it's called a strike, and it's like a 3-person instance. I joined up with one of my friends, and we got a random third person who wasn't on voice comms with us. So I don't know if that was he didn't have voice comms, or we just didn't have to do it, which is kind of potentially good from a community perspective.
Okay, so that's how you're supposed to be doing voice comm. So it's just like any other like Xbox Live shootery game thingy.
I mean, I did voice comms with my friend.
Because there's no chat. There's
Yeah. No, I think
emotes,
it's all voice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's I don't understand this game.
Yeah. Well, I don't necessarily understand it yet either, but it's really fun to play. And I did some capture the flag matches in the like special thing they had going on over the weekend, and those were really fun. Although I've forgotten how bad I am at shooters, like competitive shooters on consoles. Not terrible. I've played a lot, but the game feels a lot like Halo. It should, because the people who made it are the same people who made Halo and Marathon before it. And I don't know exactly how to describe it. I just know that it's really fun. And then I gave it to I got 2 other friends to play, and then they also had a really good time. And then we all talked about it for like an hour and a half, and it was awesome.
So is it lobby based?
Kind of. So you like sit in your ship, right? And there's like a, I don't know, there's like a map, there's like a world map, and then there's at least right now there's I think 3 places you can go. The Earth is the main place, and you're like in some old Russia map, and there's a bunch of different missions, and if you like choose which one you want to go to, and then your whole team, your party or fire strike or whatever they call it, fire team, they all get teleported into the same instance of that area, and it depends which quest you pick. Like it sends you to an instance where people are working on that quest versus like just general questing. There was an instance of it that's like the exploration one, and you can get like missions in there, but they're just sort of like go over here and like defend this point for a while, or like kill like 20 guys and like pick up something off their corpse. And then there's also like kind of random world events going on too. Like every so often there's like a giant spider tank that drops down and tries to kill everybody, and everybody in the area can jump in and play. So it's kind of weird because it's kind of like lobby instance based, but also other people are in your instance.
But like a limited number of people.
A limited number of people. I think it, at least on the Xbox, I think it's 16 per map is the most you'll see. And I only saw that like in the tower area like one time, and out in the world it never felt crowded. I never felt like I was fighting with other people to like get my missions done. I never felt like if there were two of us doing the same mission that like it was a huge deal. And then there's like certain areas that are like the sort of main story bosses or whatever for the mission, and those seem to be like phased or like sub-instanced.
Yeah, I never saw anyone on my mission bosses.
Yeah, I think they're not. I think those are like your team only, basically. And you go in there, and respawning is limited when you do that. So basically, they have like a checkpoint system. If you die, you can't just like press the button to respawn wherever you want. They want you to get through the whole event or whatever.
And what's the RPG part? You're accruing levels or gear or
both?
Yes, to both.
Okay.
And you can get custom ships.
But I don't know why you
fly
need
your ship?
Because when you go into a loading screen with other friends or with other people, they all see your ship. So you want to have the sweetest ship so that you look awesome when you're in the loading screen.
Oh my god.
We almost snorted some drink out our nose, I saw.
I did. I just about snorted beet beer out my nose.
The loading screen is very, very beautiful. They've got some amazing fractals going on the clouds, and it's long. It's really long.
Yeah, there's a lot of loading, and I imagine that it loads faster on the PS4 than the 360, and it's kind of brutal.
That's sad because it was long as hell on the PS4. Like the first time I got on the loading screen, I thought, "Oh, how beautiful! This is really nice." Going to the oh no, it's the loading screen. Stuck here again.
Yeah.
And I am so bad with the thumbstick aiming. I'm a mouse aimer. I can play shooters on the PC like forever. But the console, I can't. I'm really, really bad at it. I'm so bad.
So I've heard of a piece of hardware called like XIM4 that lets you plug a mouse and keyboard into a PS4 or Xbox One or whatever.
That would be incredibly awesome.
It is like coming out like this month, maybe.
It still would not allow me to screenshot the game.
It would not allow you to screenshot the game. I actually took a couple of pictures of my screen with my camera because I was like gonna try and post a blog thing about it, and then it was terrible. It was totally not worth it at all.
Isn't there some sort of screenshot thing on the PS4 where you can send it to PlayStation Cloud or
There's
whatever?
like the share button, right?
The share button, I still can't, get it and throw it into Photoshop and fix the lighting and then post it on my blog.
You could stream it straight to Twitch.
That would require knowing how to stream things.
I think you sign up for. I don't know. I don't have a PS4, but I thought it was all integrated and you could just like press the button.
I have no idea.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, and I don't really know a lot about this game. So, but is this actually an MMO?
They say it is, but I don't understand how. Like there's the character generation is it's limited, but at least it's not. I mean, we're not talking Korean MMO limited. Like you can actually change your head and your hair, and
there's
the lady types are not bazonged.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
and you're all wearing heavy
you can't name your character. The name of your character is your PS. There, the sequels again. Is your PSN name. So
okay.
like I rolled 3 different characters, and when I show up on the screen, they're all the same name.
Yeah, same for me.
Even though they're all different levels and all different classes.
Yep.
There also does not appear to be any kind of healer or medic.
Nope, there's not. So I know the Titan class can sort of. No, I guess it doesn't really like add health. None of them, as far as I know, add like health to other characters.
Right.
It's more like a squad-based shooter game. That's like the multiplayer version of it. The classes do play a little bit differently. the Titan is like more heavily armored and recovers much slower, whereas the Warlock, which we're both playing, is recovers very quickly, but like can die faster.
Yeah,
And
the
there are some
hunter's an
stats.
unstoppable killing machine,
Yeah, the
but
hunters do,
it's really, really ammo dependent.
and they can double jump and or triple jump.
Yeah, which is pretty sweet.
That is pretty sweet. So there's some like MMOE type things where the instances are like big team fights, and they're sort of you go through a big long story thing. Like the one that was in the game this time took about an hour to complete, I think, with 3 people. And we went through and like there were like 2 or 3 different boss fights, and those boss fights took a long time. Like I think one of them took 10 or 15 minutes just shooting that boss.
Yeah.
When the waves of guys, and I think we all died at one point and stuff like that. So
well, and the waves of guys are here. Have some ammo since it's taking you too damn long to kill this boss.
They really are. Except the waves of guys were also kind of deadly because you like get into the rhythm of like killing them quickly and then like shooting the boss for a while, and then you don't even realize that there's new waves of guys until you like get shot in the side of the head.
Yeah.
Didn't see them spawn, but
typical DPS.
Yeah. I mean, there's a map. Supposedly it shows where your enemies are, but I don't actually think I've ever looked at it. So, I mean, I thought that I read that or heard that there were some like raid bosses almost, like bigger group stuff, but I don't really know. And my guess is that it ends up being the same. Like the healing is the same healing from Gears of War, or like any of the sort of squad-based shooters. Like if you die, your little ghost sits there and like an energy ball signifying where you were, and somebody runs over and presses the button, and then you like get back up, right?
Right.
I played a bunch of those games with friends, and like it's super fun. It's different from an MMO.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that nothing but good stuff, honestly, from people who beta tested it. I just am not really sure. They're calling it an MMO, and I'm just kind of confused as to how it's an MMO.
I mean, I think
am right there with you.
I think persistent world and characters over time is the idea behind what they're latching onto as MMO.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really know. Like, as far as I could tell, you can't trade. You like can't trade weapons and armor between people at the moment, or money. There's some sort of crafting system, or there's hints at it in the beta. Like I found some of that flower. Did you find any of that flower arrow?
Not really.
Vine
but
or something?
If you've got equipment that you don't need, you can disassemble it.
Yeah, and it just gives you cash. There's no like selling to shopkeepers. You just disassemble it for money.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. The other thing I'm not really sure about is like how they plan to monetize it as an MMO, right? So like I said,
selling gear probably.
Maybe, or lockboxes or something. But like my guess is on the consoles it's gonna just be a stream of DLC. That's like my actual guess.
Probably, yeah.
I know that I read somewhere that there's a 10-year plan for Destiny franchise. Between new games or new DLCs or whatever. The level 20 cap, which is the cap they intend to go live with, is for now. Like very specifically, the cap is level 20 for now. So, and then the other thing that is cool, despite the fact that you can't actually play cross-platform as far as I know at all, I think you can take your login and go from one console to the next and keep your character and gear and stuff. That's my understanding. I actually have the beta installed on my PS3 and my 360, and I intended to do that. I just haven't got around to it yet, to just see if you can go between those 2 platforms. They're all connected back through like a Bungie account. And there's like an app on the Bungie account, and they like have support for guilds and groups and stuff like that, squads, and like group text messaging and stuff. That all works, and it seems pretty cool. I don't know. Generally speaking, it seems real fun. And I can't wait to have a better ship than Arrow.
But if you're playing on the Xbox, it doesn't matter. We'll never be together anyway.
I know, I can't even show you my ship.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Or my like Ghost customizations. Apparently you can get customizations for Ghost.
Yeah, and the armor is all really interesting. I haven't seen
Yeah.
any boob windows or anything. It's all the same armor regardless of gender, which is a really nice change.
Yeah. Yep.
definitely. And it has
And-
really nice fonts.
Yeah, and all the guns and and armor and stuff, like you level up the guns and armor that you use too, like all the non-generic ones. And so you can like, there's a huge diversity of weapons. Like as you use that weapon for a while, then it like unlocks some special power or whatever. So that's pretty cool.
So it
Yeah.
sounds like you guys had a positive experience.
I mean, I'm gonna buy this game on at least one platform. So
I haven't decided yet, just because mostly I would really prefer for it to be on PC.
I think a lot of people would prefer that, but I get the impression that it is intended for consoles.
Yeah,
for
I
a
know.
while.
I know. But still.
Yeah. No, if this game was on PC, then I would play it there too, or instead, I don't know. But yeah, for me, like this is the kind of game that's going to get my console group back together for a while, and that's something that I've been missing. So that's really good for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to come up with a good segue there.
Yeah.
And
I just can't
have
wait.
one.
I just can't wait for the first DLC pack. You know what else
Speaking
got
of
DLC?
DLC?
Yeah, there you go. You know what else
There we
got
go.
DLC?
Yeah, if you set that up, I can plunge into that. What we are clumsily alluding to is that Hearthstone got its first taste of DLC this week with the release of the first wing of Naxx. And if you were a Warcraft raider back in the day, you'll probably be amused to hear that they are releasing it wing by wing, just like Naxx 2.0. And I think Naxx Classic too was wing by wing. So, and you do fight the same bosses as you do in Naxx, so it's kind of fun to encounter, old friends. It's old friends in a new format.
Lots of spiders.
Lots of spiders. So the first
And
one was
now is the point where I play vampires.
Arrow, come on.
I sat through y'all talking about Destiny.
That's true. But did you get the twitches here in Destiny? That's
No, I don't care at all about Destiny.
exactly.
So yeah, Hearthstone. The first wing that came out is free for everyone to play. Subsequent wings will be, I think it was $7 or 700 gold, and they're going to release one a week, so they have 4 more wings to go. With this first wing, and presumably with future wings, there were 3 bosses. You could do them on normal mode, on heroic mode, and then 2 class challenges, which were sort of, I really enjoyed those actually. A little more puzzly. They would give you a deck and a certain opponent and be like, okay, can you beat the opponent with this deck that we've given you? And at the end, you win a specific card for that class. This time it was Druid and Rogue. And I like that. I like this kind of Hearthstone puzzles. That was pretty fun. I found the normal mode bosses to be not that challenging. I probably took me a couple of attempts on a couple of them, and I think the last one, Mixna, I just did the first time. How about you, Elly? How did you find it?
I think Mixna rolled me a couple of times, but I don't have a very good deck going. So that, I don't know. I mean, I didn't find the normal mode bosses to be particularly difficult either. I don't know if you play ranked much. I'm right in the like 19 and 20 rank, so I'm like basically at the part where you start losing if you lose.
Right.
And I didn't find those bosses, certainly not as hard as that. The class stuff I thought was actually really interesting. It's cool to like actually have like a well-built synergistic deck, which is totally not how my normal Warlock deck is built. My normal Warlock deck is like a bunch of dudes that I like got, and they seemed pretty cool for my deck, and I threw them all in there and tried to like not have too many expensive things. So
Right, yeah.
I mean, those took me I think they took me a little longer because there was some stuff. I kept trying to do things like there's that guy that like regenerates his health every turn in the druid deck, I think, and then I kept trying to like put Mark of the Wild on him and like make him a big taunty thing and make all my enemies run into him, but it seemed not to work as well as I thought it was going to work. And the regenerate at the beginning of your turn it took me a while. Like I immediately translated that to damage doesn't stick in the same way that it doesn't stick in Magic. So like at the end of each player's turn, I kept expecting it to, to regenerate instead of at the beginning of my next turn or whatever it was.
Right.
So
yeah.
That was just an adjustment. That's not that big of a deal. I got through it. I haven't tried the heroic stuff yet. Have you tried it?
They're hard. They're so hard. They cheat so much. I think it makes the heroic will take 2 of your cards and put them back in your hand for 0 mana every single turn. So, I have this horrible special deck that's all battle cries and charges, because you can't depend on any card being on the table for more than that one moment. And I still haven't beaten her, so I'm still missing something. But no, it's really hard, and a Nubricon summons a 4/4 all the time, and they cheat. Those guys cheat. They cheat.
So the bosses, I could definitely tell they definitely had more than the standard 2-card limit in their deck, because like on some turns they'd play 4 of the same card, and you're like, oh well, that's nice. But I thought I killed all those things and I dealt with them appropriately, and now I have to deal with 4 of them at once. That sucks.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to kind of be prepared for the fact that they're not setting it up like you're playing a difficult opponent. It is more like a puzzle challenge, which is okay. I'm not necessarily that good at deck building. I'm getting better at like individual decisions and how I play my deck, but building the deck, and that really is making it difficult for me to do the heroics.
Yeah, I wonder, because the deck building seems... the deck building seems important, but I don't know... I feel like I'm similar, right? Like, I don't have a good handle on what cards exist in Hearthstone. Like, today I got Pyroblasted by some mage for 11. I'm like, who the fuck puts a 10-mana spell in their deck, right? So... apparently mages do. And it takes 1/3 of the hero's life, which is a lot. But I just like had no clue that it was there. So like, I made good tactical decisions based on what I knew, but not necessarily on the game as a whole. And I definitely was playing the Naxx stuff the same way. It'd be interesting to see how deck building exists. Plus, it's a weird kind of deck building for if you're trying to defeat, like you said, like if you're trying to defeat somebody that like returns 2 of your cards every turn to your hand. I think that is an interesting deck building challenge, and maybe it's the sort of thing that as you do more and more, it will actually help you understand how to build a deck properly to combat various situations, which is cool. That's one of the things that Hearthstone kind of needs, in my opinion, is a way to learn without like just going up against people with like 4 legendary creatures in their deck all the time.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think this is definitely going to be a good learning challenge. It is for me anyway. I definitely hit my skill cap when I got to the heroic bosses, so I'm going to have to learn stuff to beat them. And it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the next one. I think it's Tuesday.
I think the last one was Tuesday. Usually Blizzard releases stuff on Tuesday because that's their like maintenance day, right?
Yeah. And plus, there's all these new cards, and I did not look at the new cards before I started playing. Although I think they actually all came out shortly on fan sites shortly before the Naxx wing opened, the first wing. So it was a surprise. I'm like, what the hell's this card? What the hell's that? That's not fair. And then you get them, and it's kind of fun to. There's some really cool cards actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of death rattle stuff at least in the Spider Wing. I guess there are cards with that. There are plenty of cards with that outside of it, but it seemed like that was sort of something that was pushed, and that's kind of how I've been building my Hearthstone decks in general. Is the sort of I mean, it's the card advantage. I don't know if that's what people are calling it in Hearthstone too, but it's just card advantage and pushing that. That's how I've built all my things. It's like anything that like makes two respectable bodies for one mana cost is like that's pretty good, right? Or like get to another card is pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. That the sorry, or the egg sack card.
So the
I mean,
egg
that is
sack is
amazing.
the egg
to
sack is
throw
super
down.
awkward to me. Are you? I find it awkward because it doesn't have any reason for people to attack into it ever. So you have to
No,
sort of do it.
I think it just discourages AoE. I think that's why it's there.
Makes sense.
So like if you have an aggro deck with lots of little creatures, throw that out there and people will think twice about AoE.
Yeah, I mean, you can always throw it into their guys and stuff too. So.
Yeah, and if you happen to be like a shaman with bloodlust or something.
Well, I don't even know what that does, but fine.
+3 attack for that turn to all minions on the board.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, right. There's lots of stuff like that. I mean, part of my problem with those is like they spit out a lot of 1/1 dudes, and I have this, and I think this is one of those failures of deck building, like we were just talking about. Like I mostly play a warlock, and so I have a bunch of two of the hell elemental guys, the demons that like do 1 damage to everything. And so like I always like break my eggs, and then there's 2 spiders, and then like I killed my spiders when I play my 6-drop. So like it's interesting because it makes you sort of think about sequencing differently. So
yeah, absolutely.
like
I will say, since kind of getting a little back into Hearthstone with the arrival of Naxx and whatnot, I finally have given in. It was like the Achiever side versus Collector side battle, and my Achiever side won. So I went through it, melted down just about all my golds and all my warrior cards and all my rogue cards, because those are my least favorite classes, to finally like build some decent cards for the decks that I do like playing. So much for collecting everything.
Well, you can do that later.
That's the thing, yeah.
I mean,
don't collect what you don't want to play.
Yeah, I was sort of, well, you gotta fill out the book and blah, 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 but no, I really just, really want 2 really awesome decks. So I'm focusing on, I have a Paladin aggro deck and I have a Ramp Druid deck, they're both really fun to play.
Yep. I agree. I have the Warlock sort of tempo control deck, and I have Rampy Druid deck. Those are my 2 most played decks for similar reasons.
Nice, solid choice. I hear that Zoo Warlock, which is the big deck in the meta right now, you can beat all the heroic bosses, no problem with the Zoo Warlock deck, I hear.
Yeah, I don't know anything about any meta in Hearthstone. I just
That's all I know is there's this deck, Zoo Warlock, that everyone hates. And
yeah, well, I know we were gonna start a guild Hearthstone tournament, and the first thing that came up was that deck is banned. You can play other decks, but not that deck. So.
Which is funny because I think pretty much 90% of the people in the guild Hearthstone tournament don't know enough to know what that deck is.
I don't know. It got described, and I was like, that's kind of close to what I just randomly built. I mean, I'm sure the cards in that are much better than the versions of the cards that I'm using, but I just have a bunch of cheap stuff, and I think the point is that because the Warlock can draw cards, you just draw cards and then play 2 to 3 cards every turn. And I was like, that's an awesome strategy anyway with the Warlock. That's what I want to do. So
yeah, I mean, I think the particular Zoo deck is hyper optimized.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I haven't encountered it yet. Yesterday I sat down and played 3 hours of Hearthstone, and I ended up exactly where I started out, which is 2 stars into 18. I went up a little bit, I went down a little bit, and 3 hours later I'm like, well, 2 stars into 18. Clearly I have found my equilibrium of where I should be in ranked.
Yeah, I find that matchmaking is weird because of the way the seasons work. So I played in the first season, I think. Is this the second season now? Or third?
Maybe third.
I don't know. I didn't play for months. And so I started off back at the bottom. And, I just started playing at the bottom. And I figured this one's been out for a while. Whatever, I'm just going to find chumpy people to play against who also don't know what they're doing. And then I run into a bunch of people with nice, lots of blues and legendary cards, and then I ran into somebody who has the gold icon for his class, which was like you have to win 500 ranked games, and like I'm like, what the hell is going on? I don't understand what's going on here.
There seem to be a lot of people with like 2 or 3 legendaries in their deck at around, like 20 to 18 rank.
Well, I have one. I have at least one. I think I might have 2. So I have Mexna in my deck, who you get from Hearthstone, and it's whenever she does damage, she kills the thing no matter what, and she has like low power and high toughness or health and I don't know what the hell they call them. But I actually found that she's not that good. She's kind of a target for like people just removing things, which is fine. Like that happens a lot. But if I'm going to spend like 6 or 7 mana, I like want something to happen when I play it. At least in Hearthstone, and like, so it's kind of an awkward card, and I'm probably going to take it out actually.
Yeah. As you said, everyone got that for finishing the normal mode bosses in the Spider Wing, and too, like I've run into her a couple times, and she has been irritating, taking out some pretty big cards. But on the other hand, I never have quite managed to work her in a way that I feel is good. I have a Gruul, which is 7/7 and it goes up by 1/1 with each turn.
I just saw one of those today. Yep.
Yeah, that's my one legendary, and that's in my Druid ramp deck. That's always fun to play. But these people, like, I feel kind of good, even if I get beaten by someone who keeps like throwing out like 2 or 3 legendaries. I'm like, yeah, you had to play those to beat me. Yeah, that's right. Me and my little like 1-drop cards.
Yeah, it's really satisfying to beat people whose decks are clearly better, like clearly either pulled off the internet or like just full of more like higher rarity cards than yours. Like it's just really satisfying. Like I have played you. Your deck is better than mine, but I'm better than you, so that's nice.
Exactly. No, it is super satisfying. I still haven't done any arenas since I kind of got back into Hearthstone, mostly because I'm saving my gold for the wings, and I just was never really good at that. I'm kind of in the groove of Constructed now, so.
I have to say the wings seem really expensive. Is there a way to like buy them all at once for cheaper?
Yes, you can buy them all for like 25, I think, for everything.
Instead of 27 or something?
Well, I guess 7 times 5, so 35.
Well, the first one's free.
I think there's 5 more wings, though, because there's... Is there 4 more?
Is always free.
I don't know. All I know is that it seems really expensive, and I know that you can like get it from gold that you earn in game, but like, I don't know.
I agree. I also think it's really expensive. I think the $7 seems super expensive. I don't think I will ever bring myself to pay that. I would rather. I mean, I'm going to have enough to buy this next wing next week, and then I'll probably be a little behind and have to kind of catch up as far as gold goes. I'm not going to drop $7 on a wing. I'm going to wait till I get my 700 gold and do it, because that to me
which pulls me out of doing arenas and stuff, which is unfortunate.
That's true. Yeah, and then you end up having to do like I'm playing a rogue, but I melted all my rogue cards.
Yeah. Yeah, the stupid daily quests, man. I had to do like a rogue or warrior. I had to like win 5 with a rogue or warrior. And I think I at some point built a warrior deck apparently, but like it was a long time ago and it wasn't very good. And like my rogue was like had 2 of 12 cards unlocked, or had like clearly played like 2 games with it. And like
yeah, that's like you just like go away, X, don't want this.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you can X them. Oh well.
You can, but I mean, it's going to. I'm not sure if you get a replacement. I mean, it's going to slow you down if you're trying to get gold for to get another wing or whatever. But it's probably better than trying to win 5 rogue games. Yes, yeah, no, I've been really enjoying it. I'm definitely back into Hearthstone, and
that's good. I'm like not sure if I'm gonna keep playing Hearthstone. I figured I'd try Naxx, and I played it for a couple hours this afternoon, and I just like kind of felt bored the whole time. Like it's fun. Sometimes it's fun, and then other times it's just like. I think because the turns are non-interactive and can take a while, I feel like the pacing of the game is kind of slow when I'm sitting there playing. And I don't know why that is. But
I know what you mean. I think that it's probably. I think they're smart to bring it out on tablet. It seems like an ideal game to sit on the couch while you're watching TV and play.
Yeah. Do you know on the tablet? Have you played on the tablet at all?
No,
Yeah. I
have
was gonna
not.
say I wonder if you have to sit there for the whole game or if it's like asynchronous where I can like take my turn and then you come back and then you take your turn like 20 minutes later and then like over the course of a couple of days we play a game. A lot of the other tablet card games are like that, and that's pretty good. I mean, like you lose your place in the game and like don't really have a feel for everything sometimes, but I don't know. I mean, it feels like it was built with that kind of play in mind, and so playing it live kind of is hard sometimes. Maybe the turn
Yeah,
timer is just a little too long or something. I don't know.
yeah, that could definitely be it. I find it's okay, but then I also usually do it like while I'm watching TV or something,
Yeah, that's fair.
so you can
Yeah,
kind of.
I'm also like planning my next move like while it's my opponent's turn, and I think a lot of people aren't doing that.
Right, right. So then it becomes my turn, and I'm like, bleep, 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 and then it goes back to them, and they're like, oh.
Like I play a bunch of my cards before, like I play all my moves while the first animation's still going, and then I have to like sit there, and I've like already clicked end, and I'm like, all right, well I have to do my stupid animations, and then all of their turn, and they're going to decide for like 20 seconds. So yeah, that's
Right, right,
probably part
exactly.
of it too.
That is totally, I bet that's totally part of it. I do the exact same thing, because, what else are you going to do? You got to sit there and plan out your moves and figure out what you're going to do. And, I agree. I had a couple of games yesterday where it was like on turn one, they've got one mana, and they're just like, what do I do? And I'm like, come on, come on, come on. You got one mana, come on. What are you going to do with that? Just hit the end turn button. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's been fun. I like the Pally deck. I have a bunch of one drops, and I try to swarm people, and it makes me giggle. So that's all I can really ask for. Yeah.
As long as do you use a lot of divine shields because I fucking hate divine shields.
Oh, you better believe it. I use Divine Shields.
The worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst ability.
Yeah, those are really obnoxious. I just wrote about this on my blog, but Knife Juggler. I don't know if you've used Knife Juggler a
I
lot,
have
but
used or played against it for sure. Yeah.
oh, so much fun. So much fun when you can put it down and then start dropping a bunch of one-drop cards behind it. So, it's spitting out like 6 damage randomly over the board, and it is so satisfying. I really like ruining people's days, is what I'm saying. Okay, Arrow, we're done talking about Hearthstone now.
I actually was paying attention.
Should we talk about Magic now?
No.
Let's not do that. Arrow, what else have you been playing this week?
Nothing. Apparently, when I get upstairs to the office, theoretically, I will have my PC back. It would be like a magic surprise that Mr. Arrow has done for me.
Ooh.
So that would be nice.
That means you can start playing with your house again.
I can, but not with Elly, because fuck him.
Well, also I haven't actually logged into WildStar still in like.
It's been like a month.
Yeah, I'm actually considering not renewing my subscription because I just haven't played it, and it's not for lack of desire to play it. I just haven't, and every time I've tried, it's like it just doesn't go anywhere.
I've actually been going, since I haven't had my computer yet, I've been going through my Steam library on my Mac, and that's just sad.
With like the size of your library or what you can play on your Mac?
What I can play on my Mac.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of little indie games that haven't really stuck with me enough, except SteamWorld, which is one I picked up on the last sale, which is like Torchlight Dig Dug.
Okay.
Right? I don't know how else to
Weird.
describe it.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a spam, pick up, loot, sell it kind of game, but you have to dig, like Dig Dug, and you have to dig around the bad guys, and it's very strange.
Seems kind of awesome, actually. I don't know.
It is. It's got a great soundtrack.
What was that called?
SteamWorld Dig.
SteamWorld Dig. All right, all right. I'm
You're
gonna look that up.
robots.
Like Dig Dugs?
Well, no, Dig Dug is a
Was
dude.
he a
in a
robot?
suit.
He's a dude. Oh, he's just a dude in like with a shovel.
Yeah, in a suit. But this is a robot, and it's a post-apocalyptic robot world. It's very strange. But that's when all you have to play on is the MacBook, you kind of you take what you can get, really.
No, yeah, it doesn't actually sound terrible. It's just
it's really hard to describe.
Yeah.
This sounds cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duh. I wouldn't give you something shitty. I mean...
All right. Elly, what else have you been playing?
I don't know. Not that much. I actually was playing the Magic Duels of the Planeswalker game from this year. That's like pretty much the only other thing I've played in the last couple weeks. Aside from like the couch co-op and Destiny and stuff like that.
Couch co-op is the best.
Couch co-op's so much fun. I miss it so much when I don't get to do it. Or co-op or not, but like just couch gaming is so much fun. And so the new Duels game is similar, but they've like done some stuff, and I really don't like it as much as the other ones. It's like way more trying to be a full Magic experience, like with buying packs and building complete decks, and I don't know, they've taken away a lot of the like puzzle gamey stuff that I really liked about the previous ones, like this, and just sort of, I mean, you still play against the sort of pre-built decks, and they'll do the same thing on every turn or whatever, which is like an interesting mechanic for deck building, you know.
Yeah.
But previously there was either like Arch Enemy, which is a big multiplayer format where you and your friend take on like one person who's extra powerful, or Two-Headed Giant, where like you could play with you know, it's like a team, it's 2 versus 2, and stuff like that. And they've taken all of that out in favor of selling you $2 booster packs.
Ugh.
And like I have no desire.
That's why I don't play.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, if I want that experience, I'm gonna go play Magic Online.
Play the actual physical game.
Actual physical game, right? Like and yeah, and so
I'm not buying digital booster packs. That's bullcrap. If
well,
I'm
like,
gonna be buying cards, I want cards.
Right, and all the stuff that like got me to really like the Duels series, and it was really, I felt it was really good if I was going to be like, yeah, you should check out Magic, like here's a $10 game that you can play on your iPad or whatever, and it'll, you know, give you a feel for what it's like to play Magic. Like this gives you a feel for what it's like to play Magic, but it's not the good half of the experience.
Yeah, it's all of the bad stuff.
I bought it, but I'm like the previous ones I'd like bought more than once. I had on my iPad and on my Xbox or on Steam or whatever, and this one I kind of regret the first purchase, so that's too bad. But whatever. That's you know, I keep wanting to play all these indie games in my Steam library.
But then you don't.
Well, you know, wanting to is that's part of it.
Well, I have been playing WildStar. Got to level 47 yesterday, so 3 more. Cool. And more importantly, though, Scientist level 24, I think it is, which means I get Mount Flare. So I have a totally awesome science tank on the back of my hover bike with a turnip in it. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I may be conducting inhumane experiments on a turnip. I'm not sure.
How can you conduct inhumane experiment? Okay.
Look, it's WildStar.
Science.
It's WildStar. Who can say?
It's probably a living turnip. Didn't you ever do the Chua starting area? No, it's not the Chua starting area. It's the Exile starting area.
Yeah, the orange.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's the Gup's favorite thing to kill are those living
turnips.
Yeah, because they do this great little jumpy squeal when they die, and she thinks it's hilarious.
Those things are pretty hilarious.
So that's pretty cool. Hopefully I'll be heading to 50 soon. I'm very, very ready for it. I want to be able to concentrate on other things like housing and crafting and things that are not leveling. I unlocked the Malgrave Trail, which is the last adventure. I haven't done it yet, but that's the one that's based on Oregon Trail, so I'm looking forward to see how they make that work.
If you don't die of dysentery, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I told Vajra, I'm like, you're dying of dysentery. That's all there is to it.
It's more fun when you can name it after your friends and family members and stuff, and then they die of dysentery, though.
Yeah, I have done Oregon Trail.
If you have not played a game where Jesus has died of dysentery, I don't think we can
That's
be
pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I did Oregon Trail, and I named it all after everyone I know, and they all met horrible, horrible ends, and it was highly amusing. But I've not done that yet. The other thing I've been playing is Kim Kardashian's Hollywood.
Oh, God.
Which is her...
I keep forgetting to download that.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm like a C-list celebrity now in Kim Kardashian's Hollywood. You go around and you do photo shoots, and you meet and or diss other famous people, and you try on shoes. That's about it. You jet set around and buy mansions. I don't really know why it's a really good game for, like, you're on the bus. You're on the bus in the morning and you just want to waste some time or whatever, or you're getting coffee and you just want to waste some time, which is what phone games
play Blood Mask Wii.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that's on Android, sadly, so I cannot.
Oh, no!
I know, but I have a feeling it is the same principles as that.
No, it's not the same principles.
Yeah.
You can't take a picture of yourself and have it turn into a deformed blood mask thingy.
That's
true.
Yeah.
That's true. You
Also,
can.
You said it was more like a click and wait game than it was a actual
it is.
participate.
It is click and wait, yeah. So you go on photo shoots that range anywhere from 1 hour to 8 hours, and you have to get a certain number of stars during that time. So 8-hour shoots take more stars, which means you gotta make sure you check in once an hour when your energy's up and blah blah blah. So it's total time wasting nonsense. The reason, I started playing it for two reasons. First of all, because a lot of people were like, I don't know, really dismissive of it, and I get kind of shirty about that sort of thing. There's nothing wrong with Kim Kardashian, okay?
Sure. Oh, there are many things wrong with Kim Kardashian.
Well, but girl's just doing it for herself, all right? I don't know. I think she gets a lot of crap that is not necessarily fair, but I think Kanye West gets a lot of crap that's not necessarily fair either. So there you go. There's my semi-political statement. The game is also really open-minded. Like, you can, people are saying like poly, but you can like date multiple people, you can be bisexual, there's no limitations, you can be, of course, gay or straight, and Kim is just like, you want to date a woman, that's cool, you want to date a date, that's cool too. It's a very, it has a level of open-mindedness that oddly enough you don't see in most games, which is why it's kind of making a bit of a splash right now, so that's cool. Yeah, C-list. Up from E-list.
Is the point of it to become an A-list celebrity eventually?
Yes.
How many dollars can you throw at it?
Actually,
you can throw a lot of dollars at it.
By Kim Kardashian?
Yes, and she does voice in it.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah, she'll be like, that's a great outfit. And I'll be like, thank you, Kim.
Oh my God.
It's like you know her.
I know. It's like we hang out in her mansion. You can throw lots of money at it. Lots and lots and lots of money, and I'm sure some people have. You come across things all the time where you could get a cat for your apartment for like 40 Kim bucks.
You totally did this, didn't you?
No, I did not. I did not, because Kim bucks are expensive, and I'm not made of money. If I'm going to waste money on things, it's going to be on packs of cards in Hearthstone. It's not going to be on Kim Kardashian's Hollywood. Wish I did. I bought a pack of cards in Hearthstone. Look, it was only $3, okay? Whatever.
That's how it starts.
Well, and you're not even getting to pick what your cards are. You should have spent that $3 on 2 arenas, and then you could have played 2 arenas and gotten a bunch of cards and melted them down and got the cards you actually wanted.
You're right, actually. That's actually what I should have done. Fine! God, where were you like 2 days ago?
Probably sitting on the couch playing Smash Brothers.
Yeah, probably so. So anyway, yeah, it's a phone game. It's stupid, but it's kind of a fun day version, and I've been enjoying it. I wake up in the morning and get my stars for my photo shoot.
There's this really cool game I heard about. It's called Farmville. I don't know if you've heard of it before.
Wow. Look. Over the years, we have talked about some of the games that you guys have played on.
That's right. I played Hickory Story. I had a sweet, sweet water fountain in my bakery in Bakery Story. It cost $1 million bakery dollars or whatever.
See, there you go. So I'm not taking that crap from you.
I played that like every day for 6 months until I could buy that stupid thing, and then I planted it and closed the doors to my shop and never logged on again.
Hey, at least I was totally open about the fact that I was playing Scam Game just to not spend money on it.
That's true. The worst I've done is at one point, it was late at night, okay? I watched a 30-second ad for something so I could get more energy stars.
I would totally do that. I bet you could mute your phone and everything.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally muted the phone. I was just like, well, I'm going to look out into space for the next 30 seconds while I get my energy symbol. So, yes, Kim Kardashian is not getting any money from me, but apparently she did get like $80 million for this game or something.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
It's already made like $300 million so far.
That is way too many millions.
That is too many millions.
What I'm saying is we need to make a phone game in which people
seriously.
have to do things to hang out with us, and there's hats.
I'm on board.
And apparently also cats.
Yo, cats. Well, yeah. that cat was tempting. I'm not going to lie. I saw that cat, and I'm like, my virtual Beverly Hills pad could use a cat. But I didn't. So anyway, I think that's about it for this episode, unless anyone else has anything else to add.
I think that's pretty good.
I've admitted my Kim Kardashian shame. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I'm a little
ashamed.
Yeah, I'm a little bit ashamed. Anyway, you can find us online at lioreblog.com/catcontextpodcast. We're on iTunes. We are on Stitcher. I am on Twitter at Liores, Liores. Arolaide is on Twitter at Arolaide, and Elly is on Twitter at ThatAngryDwarf. I think that's it. Okay, thanks for listening and watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more nonsense, and until then, have fun and keep on playing. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.